Hey, what's up? It's Soncerae here. I appreciate you listening. So, men, you guys are a trip. You guys are a trip. Um, of course, most people who have been listening to me, to my content, and a lot of people on YouTube don't because I don't really post as much. And when I do post, I post like little TikTok clips and stuff like that. But when men do listen to me and you guys come in my comment section and you say something intellectual, you give me something to build with, you give me some type of dialogue, you give me a reason to want to respond to you and to want to talk to you. There are some men who come in my comment section and they're disrespectful, they're rude, they're immature, but then I have grown men come in there and they have something valuable to say. And so I want a lot of men to understand that I do not believe that men are monolithic at all. I don't believe you are the same. I believe they're good men and they're bad men. Okay, so when I'm talking about good men, I call good men alpha males. When I'm talking about bad men, I call bad men beta males. Okay, so everybody else's definition of what alpha and beta means doesn't apply to what I'm saying. I just need a name to call good guys and a name to call bad guys because good guy and bad guy is not working for y'all. All right. I just needed something, else. So, earlier today on my Instagram, I think it was today. Yeah, earlier today, I was scrolling down Instagram, and of course, everywhere I go, I'm going to see some Kevin Samuels clip somewhere if I'm following a man. Like if I'm on Instagram or even on Facebook, I'm going to run into a Kevin Samuels clip somewhere and TikTok. It's going to be somewhere. And so I was on Instagram and I seen a Kevin Samuels clip and he was actually talking to this woman who said that she was 37 years old and she had been celibate for 2 years. Now, I seen the clip before, so this was the second time I actually seen the clip. And I put it onto my Instagram, and I was saying inside of the clip that in the comment section, in the caption of the clip, I was saying how difficult it is for me to respect men like Kevin Samuels because of clips like this one. And how I can't understand how women feel comfortable with allowing men like him to give them relationship advice. Because when you are trying to give someone relationship advice, or even when you're just trying to have a conversation on some type of dialogue with them, you have to respect who they are. Like if you're talking to a woman and you're a man, you have to respect her femininity. You have to respect her womanhood. Just how if a woman was speaking to you as a man, we would have to be sensitive about your feelings, about your thoughts, about your manhood. But when women reach out to Kevin Samuels for assistance or for some type of advice, he's extremely disrespectful to these women under the guise of keeping it real, right? So inside of my comments in my Instagram, I say, when a woman decides to be celibate, right? I don't believe that there are women out here that are choosing to be celibate because they're using sex as a way to control men. But a lot of men believe that's what women do. So as a celibate woman myself, I sat down and I had conversations with people inside of my Instagram comment section. You can go over there and see it. Follow me on Instagram at The Real Soncerae. You'll see Kevin Samuels' clip up there and you see the discussion that we're having inside of the comment section. And I also had the conversation about my celibacy with men I've dated in the past. Now, a lot of people may be confused about my celibacy because I've struggled with it. I was celibate for about 6 years and then I met my son's father. And ever since then, I've been kind of like struggling with getting back into having sex with men because I'm very selective about the kind of men that I have sex with. And a lot of people are under the impression that I'll just have sex with anybody because I'm a sexy woman, because of whatever reasons they, made up in their mind. But I can only give my perspective about what I feel as far as celibacy goes. And the reasoning behind me not having sex with men immediately or me being celibate is because I'm choosing to protect my energy. I don't want to exchange negative energy with a man. And men have to stop internalizing when women decide to be celibate because a lot of times, more than you think, we're doing it for us, and it has nothing to do with you. It isn't some type of way to form, to convince you to do something for us. I also explain to women that if you're going to be celibate, please understand that just because you have chosen celibacy does not mean that the man that you're dating is going to choose that as well. And you have to be okay with that, because your celibacy is your personal choice. It's not a tool to control a man or what he's doing. It can prevent you from experiencing a lot of things. Like it prevents STDs, it prevents unwanted pregnancies, it prevents side effects from birth control pills and IUDs and Plan B. A lot of men don't understand that those things affect our bodies negatively. They don't necessarily help us when we do these things, or abortions either. So abstaining from sex has nothing to do with controlling men. That's number one. Number two, when Kevin Samuels was speaking to this woman about her celibacy, he was saying, listen, you got two kids that came out of there already. It's two, human beings. So, why is your vagina like basically closed? My thing is, when a person decides to become celibate, it doesn't matter when in their life they decided to do it. Celibacy just means that you refrain from having sex for an extended amount of time. So it doesn't matter how old you are, your personal background, things like that. It doesn't matter if you had two kids or 24. When you decide to make this change in a lifestyle, you're doing it to improve who you are. And when men, when women come to men and we say the experiences that we've had with men, we start discussing the experiences that we had, men always say, well, you should have chose a better guy, or you should have made a better decision. But when we turn around and we decide to choose celibacy as a way to repair ourselves, or a way to get closer to God, or to refrain from interacting with men without understanding the difference between their physical attraction to us versus their emotional attraction to us, we get chastised for using that specific method as a way to protect ourselves. So men, you have to choose. Are you going to be, you know, like for us protecting ourselves, or not for us protecting ourselves? Because honestly, the best way a woman can protect herself from a man, or protect herself from making poor choices in men, is if she refrains from having sex, because sex is usually the main reason why men are approaching her to begin with. That's generally what men want when they see us. So in order for us to decipher the difference between a man who is physically attracted to us and that's it, versus a man who is emotionally attracted to us, it would take time. We have to sit down and get to know this man first. Celibacy is stopping women from having strange sex with strangers, babies with strangers. It's stopping us from getting STDs and all types of stuff, just refraining. So, in order for a woman to have that level of self discipline, is what needs to be applauded. Because for the most part, when I tell people I'm celibate, and even in the past, when I told you my first time, I was celibate for 6 years, and then I met my son's father, and then I ended up being celibate since him. Yo, when people find out that I haven't had sex, they can't even believe I've went so long without it. The average person is not going to be able to restrain or refrain from having sex for that long ass period of time. 6 years is a long time not to have sex. Shit, 3 years is a long time not to have sex. I'm about to go on my fourth year, y'all. You don't understand. I think, like, say for instance, the past 4 years since I broke up with my son's father, I broke up with him in 2017. All right, I think I've been on one date. I got engaged last year to a guy that I was with on and off. Me and him had sex one time last year, like once. Like, yeah. So with me, it's not unheard of. It's not complicated. It's not hard. So a guy that I used to date while I was celibate, he and I was on Instagram today, and we were talking about how was it difficult for him to date me while I was celibate. And he said to me, no, what was interesting about our situation was that it made me look at sex very different than how I was looking at it before I started dating you, because it was more of a recreational thing. When I dated you and we weren't having sex and we just were dating, it made me look at sex very different. And like I said a minute ago, I wasn't expecting him to be celibate. You know what I mean? unless we decided to be exclusive. It's a whole nother thing if we decided to be exclusive. But because we were just dating and, hanging out and, stuff like that and going on dates and spending a lot of time together, I wasn't expecting him to be celibate as well. And I tell women to also not do that, not expect that from men. So I had a guy come in my comment section and say something interesting to me. And I told him I was going to reply to what he said. And it's on my Instagram. You can go look, it's still there. And he said this specific comment right here. He said, because I said, first of all, I said to him that I believe that men don't do a lot of self-evaluation. And a lot of times men are extremely judgmental and critical of women. Okay. And it makes it a very uncomfortable thing for women. We feel so pressure all of the time dealing with men because you guys are so like judgmental of everything we do. You guys have this long like path of destruction behind you with so much debris where you've broken so many hearts and you lied and cheated and done so many detrimental things to women. Okay, but men know this, right? Y'all know y'all do this to each other. But when women say that you guys do this, men will try to make it seem like we're bitter. Okay. Also, on this post that I put on Instagram about Kevin Samuels, I spoke about this other relationship expert called Mr. Let Go. And Mr. Let Go put on his Instagram a couple of days ago a clip from Kevin Samuels where Kevin Samuels was talking to this young lady who was trying to explain to him that she couldn't stand when men would say to her, smile, right? And she had her feelings behind why she didn't like it, and a lot of women could relate. And it reminded me of how I don't like when people call me a strong Black woman. It's almost like someone is implying that I can't be fragile or that I'm masculine. It's not a compliment to call me a strong Black woman because it puts me in a position to where it's almost abnormal for me to be feminine or fragile, you know, or like I don't need a man, or you know not really need a man, but I don't really, I don't know. It's weird because to me strength, a lot of people think strength is a masculine trait, not a woman's. So when I hear somebody call me a strong Black woman, I don't like it. It's not a compliment to me. So this is what the woman was trying to explain to him, that she didn't like when men would come to her and say smile. Now me personally, when a man says it to me, I pay no mind, because to me, the way that men's thought process is, you guys don't think that deep. You know what I mean? Like you'll say smile to a girl and then, don't think twice. You know, it won't bother you. So anyway, I was saying inside of my comment section on my Instagram, I feel like men don't take accountability, and a lot of times men do not listen to women when we try to express our experiences. When we speak about our experiences with men, you guys display a level of erasure. Like what we're saying, we're only saying because we're bitter, or we're saying it because we're delusional. We're not really saying the truth. We're just saying that. And to me, that's the worst thing that you can do when you are trying to be helpful towards women. If you're trying to give relationship advice to women, the last thing that you should do is ignore her when she says, this is her experience. This is what I feel. This is what I think. Instead of you being lackadaisical or being like, I don't know, kind of scoffing at a woman's thoughts, processes, and a woman's feelings, you should sit there and try to understand. But for most women, we feel like you guys don't understand nothing we talking about because you don't want to. You automatically just sign off our stuff as ridiculous. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of women out there that do that to men too, because men and women are having a hard time communicating with each other across the board. It's not just a one-sided thing. That's why I tell you guys, when I'm giving relationship advice, I do it from a balanced perspective because I understand it's both parties. It's not going to take just men doing it. It's going to take women improving as well. It has to be both parties. So anyway, this guy comes into my comment section and he says, Can you really say that men don't do self-evaluation? The reason why he says the number one reason why single men are single is because women are expecting men to earn a certain amount. He said, what are women really putting up with in 2021? Women expect men to accept their baggage and accept them for who they are, but won't accept a man's baggage of who they are. Average men are not prizes, neither are average women, and that's not an insult, that is regular. Kevin Samuel's show is based off of high five-figure men and over. They don't have to negotiate because they have enough money and resources to avoid picky and or undesirable women. To summarize this, if women who don't get men, not the not the other way around. Men are put in their place when he's not desirable. All women are told a lie and are entitled and think they deserve more than the level that they're on. This is coming from a man who thinks he's higher than the level that he's on. Listen to what he said. He said his show is based off high five-figure men and over. That is not what Kevin Samuels is talking about when he's talking about elite men. When he's talking about the 1% or he's talking about affluent men, he's not talking about men who have five figures. Okay? He's talking about men who are making well over six figures, meaning at least $200,000 a year, not a guy who has five figures. That's not what he's talking about. But this man right here, who is a man who has five figures, is claiming that he is the type of man that Kevin Samuels is talking about. And this is the problem right here. Men that do not fit the bill think that they do. And then they look over at other women and think other women are looking at them the way the way that he's looking at women. You see what I'm saying? Do you see the problem here? Do you see what's happening? He doesn't even feel like he's an average man when he is. He's an average man. Okay? Making five figures is average. If you're making six figures or seven figures, then you're above average. But any man who is making under $70,000 a year, you're average. Kevin Samuels is not talking to you. He's talking to men who are wealthy. For some reason, men believe wealth is $50,000 a year. I'm starting to realize that a lot of men must be only making at least $30,000 a year. Because I thought the average man in the United States was making $50,000 a year. From what I'm seeing, from when I read comments like this from this man, where he's saying Kevin Samuel's show is based around high five-figure men and over. No, Kevin Samuels is not including no five-figure dude in his message, but he has more five-figure men watching him than anything else. He's talking about a specific elite group of men who are a part of the 1% or at least making six figures, over $200,000 a year. This is what I gather from all of the clips I've seen. So when men who are average try to include themselves in what he's speaking of, this is when the problem arises. This is when it becomes a problem. These men are confused. They don't even realize that they're average. So when you're average, you're not making enough money. So you don't have enough resources. According to Kevin Samuels now, you don't have enough resources. So you can't really negotiate. Okay? But if you do make over six figures, you can avoid picky or undesirable women. The problem is the average man is walking around here not even realizing that he is the undesirable man. If the average woman, and I say this to average women all the time, please discontinue trying to find a man that's going to date down and date you because you on this level up, I'm only going to date up bullshit. Quit that. Go out there and get your own money. Bring some value to yourself, not just for your money. Being a quality woman is not just about your money. It's about you taking care of your mental health, taking care of your emotions, having emotional intelligence, taking your ass to the gym, eating right, knowing how to parent your kids, knowing how to communicate with a man. I mean, basic stuff a lot of these women don't have. Okay? So I promised this man I was going to answer his comment, and that's my answer to it. You think that you are an above average man, but you're not. You're average. And when you listen to Kevin Samuels, he gasses you up, making you think that you're more than what you are. Now, luckily for you, when I'm talking to people, I don't follow behind Kevin Samuels' theories. My biggest thing with everybody is reciprocation. Regardless to how much money you make, I don't care if you make $30,000 a year, $50,000 a year, $200,000 a year. You have to have a decent character. And as long as you have a decent character, you should be able to find someone who also has a decent character that's on your level when it comes to your character and your finances. Stop dating women that make more money than you, because it's going to present a problem at some point. And women need to stop doing that with men as well. Date who is on your level. And please stop thinking you are on a higher level financially than you are. If you know you got a fucked up character in some kind of way, don't pretend like you don't. When you know you got some issues you need to work on, you know you toxic as fuck, but you walking around here like you not, that's a problem. The fact that this man came in my comment section and really said to me, all of this stuff, he hasn't done any self-evaluation. He thinks he is a high value man, but he's making 5 figures. He doesn't even fit in the category. That's how I know he's not really applying what Kevin Samuels is saying. And I say this, Kevin Samuels is failing at helping these men decipher the difference between what he's talking about or what kind of man he's talking about versus them. He got dusties out here, underachieving, low energy black men who are terrible out here thinking that they're valuable men. And you can tell by their behaviors that they aren't. Okay? So, back to this whole celibacy thing. So the women coming in the comment section and the men coming in the comment section and they upset about the celibacy thing. And I'm just basically saying to everybody, celibacy don't have nothing to do with controlling no man. And it doesn't matter whether you have 2 kids or 24. When you decide to make that choice in your life, it's a lifestyle choice. It's like you decided one day that you want to lose weight. So you have to change your lifestyle. You have to exercise. You have to eat different. Or if you are a drug addict and you decide to go to rehab, or you are an employee and you decide to start your own business, it's a shift. It's a lifestyle shift. You choosing something different, or you choosing something better for yourself. And that is not something a man should be scoffing at or making fun of a woman for doing. And the fact that Kevin Samuels has done that says to me that he thinks women are a joke. All of us. And that's why men shouldn't be listening to him, because it's putting more strain on their relationships with women. All these men are doing is telling you as a man what you want to hear. That's all that they're doing. They are no different from what Derek Jackson was doing to women. Everybody, all you niggas was out here so mad at Derek Jackson telling women exactly what they needed to hear, telling them good stuff that actually makes sense. But he wasn't even the type of man that he was preaching about, right? Right? That's all Kevin Samuels is doing. He's telling you what you want to hear. What you want to hear. Not what's accurate. Not what makes sense. He's not even talking to you about the kind of man that he is. Because if you really wanted to keep it a buck, if he was of quality, or if he held himself to the same standard he holds women, he wouldn't be of quality, because he's been married twice. He has children. He's old as hell. He wears weave. Come on, man. He's a 5 at best. Let him take off his weave and his clothes. Buckle him down. But wouldn't that turn him down to like 3? He would be a 3 at best, right? So it's the same thing with women. It's the same thing with women, right? Y'all complain about women wearing weave and makeup, waist trainers, out here getting plastic surgery, baka baka baka. These are your issues with women, right? This is who this man is. It's an image. He's an image consultant. That's what he does. All right. So Kevin Samuels is nothing but the Derek Jackson of men. And he got a little bit of feminine energy. That's why women call him gay. Every time you hear a woman talk about him, they talk about him as if he a homosexual. They inside of my comment section calling him that on Instagram. And I said, it's not that I think dude gay. I just think that he has a lot of feminine energy. He has more feminine energy than he should. And it's strange to me how men, supposedly other alpha males, are looking at this man and no, don't see that femininity nowhere. Y'all haven't picked up on his femininity at all. Y'all deal with women day in and day out, and nothing in you said Kevin Samuels has a little bit of femininity to him, but you classify yourself as alpha? Come on, man. It's weird to me. So anyway, let me go over this again. The reason why I decided to choose celibacy. Hey, everybody that's in the chat. The reason why I decided to choose celibacy had more to do with my experiences, me wanting to protect myself from, again, STDs, unwanted pregnancies, side effects from birth control pills, IUDs, Plan Bs. It puts me in a position to be able to get to know men better and get to know, you know, where these men are coming from. I asked the man earlier today, you know, if he got to know me and he fell in love with me, and I told him I wanted to wait until marriage to have sex, would he love me any less? And he said, no, I would love you. If once I love you, I love you. I just love you. I said, that's the difference. See, when a woman is celibate and she runs into a man who actually is into her, he has no problem waiting. Doesn't make him a simp, doesn't make him a bad guy. He just loves her. And it's the same thing when you guys talk about single mothers all the time. You think because some man abandoned a woman with child, that something must be wrong with her. You guys don't hold these men accountable. They're the ones that's walking away from their children. That's demented in itself. If a woman was to just randomly walk away from her kids, y'all would think she was out of her mind. But when men do it, it's completely fine with y'all, and you continue to blame the woman. Women don't suddenly become undesirable simply because the fathers of their children walked away. And marriage does not save women. It's still plenty of divorced men. I mean, plenty of divorced men who have abandoned their children and do not talk to their children at all. Now they are in new marriages or in new relationships. They don't talk to their children. Okay, so marriage is not saving women either. So don't think because a woman had a child out of wedlock, that must mean that her character is flawed in some type of way and she needs to be avoided because she's going to do X, Y, and Z to you. Now I'm sick of having the argument about single moms with betas. Like I can sit here and I can tell y'all, listen, it's two different types of single mothers. I'm trying to tell you. I have a Facebook group with over 3,000 mothers in it. I can see the difference between high-end single mothers and low-energy baby mamas. It's two different things. I'm telling you, like just the way that they parent their kids is in two different ways. The way that they carry themselves is in two different ways. Most of the high-end single mothers, they keep a good job. A lot of them in the military, a lot of them are nurses, a lot of them have their own business, a lot of them are good. And then you see these other baby mamas come in there. Oh my God, it's just a complete difference. It's almost like just their attitude about men in general. Like all I see all day is a whole bunch of girls, right? Whole bunch of women. A lot of them are complaining about the fathers of their children. Now that makes sense, but I can tell from the argument, like whatever they're posting, whatever they're saying that them and their child's father is arguing about, I can always tell the difference between a woman who is a good mother and she's genuinely trying with the fathers of her children versus these ghetto ratchet baby mamas who are putting their child's father in a position they shouldn't be putting him in, and they giving him problems. And I literally have to say to them, this is you, not him. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference. And I just wish that more men could see the difference. But like I said earlier, you guys aren't even paying attention to what women are showing you and telling you. So it's no way you're going to be able to have healthy relationships with women while you guys continue to ignore us and what we're saying. I'm trying to tell you. And when I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to tell you how to deal with women. I'm trying to explain to you what's really going on with women. You don't want to listen because your favorite beta male in a suit with a weave, pretending that he wealthy, out here trying to explain to you what a high value man is, and got you thinking because you make 5 figures, you a high value. like he telling you he's just a Derek Jackson for men. But you out here listening to him instead of listening to a woman tell you what's really going on with women. I know what's really going on with women. I'm telling you, there are some good women that y'all could interact with if you have the resources to, date her. Not every single mom is out here expecting you to take care of her kids, because a lot of these single moms have good baby daddies who actually pay their child support, come pick up their kids. You know, there's no drama there, nothing. So I don't know. Y'all just gotta be selective. Y'all gotta be better. So anyway, the other day I did a video for the incel men, the Tommy Sotomayor fans, the Kevin Samuels fans, the Coach Adams fans. If y'all seen it, let me know in the chat. I'll be in the chat in a minute. But I did a video for the MGTOW, the red pill, and of course, every guy that had something funky to say came in my comments and said whatever he had to say. And my thing is, I I am very receptive to men. Okay, most men know that. But if you don't, I'm very receptive to men. I listen to men. I love talking to men. Men are great friends. Men have always been friends to me. I've always had male best friends. Okay. Um, right now, I feel like I'm not interested in being in a relationship, and everybody knows that I'm not interested in marriage. Now, I was thinking about it with my son's father, excuse me, and I thought about it for a little while last year, but I seriously think I have a commitment issue. Okay, and I say this all the time in my videos. I just have a commitment issue. So this guy comes into my comments of that video I was just talking to you about, where I tried to explain to men why I cut my comment section off. When I post videos, I cut my comment section off. And before my TikTok was deleted, because I had to start over on TikTok, my TikTok was 53,000 followers, and it was about to be 3 million. My hashtag had finally hit like 2.4 million on TikTok. And when you get that level of hits in more than one place, it's kind of difficult to keep up with all of the videos and all of the comments. And like I said, I like to interact. I like to engage with people. I don't engage a lot on YouTube because for some reason, YouTube, the men on here, the people on here are purposely trying to make my experience on here bad. It's like they want me to feel bad. And that's detrimental to me. I don't want to keep putting my energy in places where I'm going to be consistently disrespected because of my race, because of my gender, because of my economic status, because I'm a single mother, because I mean just stupid shit, right? And it's crazy to me how people of color specifically could be so prejudiced and be so like biased when the rest of the world is biased towards us. So why would you want to be biased towards each other? I just don't understand why people have, participated in that type of thing on this specific website. And it's only this specific app. It's nowhere else. Like, I don't have these type of problems. Like, people will come into my comments and express their opinion, but never to the point where it's so bad. Okay. And like I said before, a lot of people come into my comment sections and thumbs things down on purpose and shit like that. And so anyway, a guy comes into that video I was just telling you about for incel, MGTOW. He comes into the comment section, and he says this. Okay, and I'm going to break this comment down into pieces. He said, Miss Monique, I don't really think you understand that just because a man doesn't tell you what you want to hear doesn't make him beta. Men are not all the same, but we have very similar understandings that are just universal. Now, this is just the first part of the comment. Let me respond to the first part of the comment because it's a long comment, okay? First of all, like I said at the beginning of the live stream, when I'm talking about men, I don't like to pin certain behaviors on all men. I believe there are good men and I believe there are bad men. Good men, alpha males, that's what I call them. Beta males, bad men. That's just what I call them. Okay. Now, what I need for a lot of men to understand is that you will never know what I want to hear. you you have no idea what I want to hear. And for some reason, a lot of men like this man, you guys want to be taken serious and you want to be treated like an individual. You want women to think that you're not monolithic, but then you turn around and you address me like I'm every other woman. Don't address me like I'm every one other woman. He said, I don't think you understand that just because a man doesn't tell you what you want to hear doesn't make him beta. You don't know what I want to hear. What makes a man beta to me has nothing to do with me wanting to hear what I want to hear. When I consider a man a beta, it's because number one, he feels the need to insult a woman who has not attacked him. That's a problem. If a woman is punching you in the face or kicking you around, I can see you wanting to, fight back. But when a woman is just expressing her opinion just on a random public forum, you don't come in and just start attacking her physical appearance. You find something intellectual to say and you post it. You don't just, act like a wild buffoon. So to me, a man who just comes into a comment section just spraying, just shooting off, shooting first and asking questions later, that's a beta. Because betas do not have self-discipline. It has nothing to do with me wanting to hear what I want to hear. It's like I can tell when a man enters the room. I'm not an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure you guys know. You guys know when somebody of value enters the room, or someone who is feminine enters the room. You can tell. So usually when betas come around me, I always know. I always can tell. Because they're extremely disrespectful towards me. They try to insult me. They talk about my physical appearance. They talk about my hair. They're talking about everything that has nothing to do with the topic at hand. Everything else but the topic. That's how I know I'm dealing with a beta. Okay. The next part of his comment, he says, if one in four Black women get married but also divorce 80% of the men, where does the accountability come in? Okay. Now, if you've been watching my content long enough, you already know I hold women accountable all of the time. That's why the fuck they going around here calling me a pick me. Because I hold women accountable the same way I hold men accountable. The same way I hold men accountable is the same way I hold myself accountable. You know what I mean? Like that's just the type of person I am. So I'm going around here and I'm telling women to change the things that they need to change as well. Because I can observe what y'all doing to each other. It's easy when I'm giving relationship advice to both genders. When you do that, you start seeing what everybody's, kind of upset about. And honestly, y'all are upset about the same shit. It's like when I'm talking to a man, I want to be heard. It's basically what he's saying. I want to be heard. I want women to understand that they are selfish and they're expecting so much from us and they're not giving anything. Meanwhile, I'm talking to a woman. Guess what the woman says? I want to be heard. I want men to hear me. I want men to understand that they're so selfish. You know, they want to take, and don't want to give nothing inside of a relationship. Y'all complaining about the same shit. That's why it's easy for me to get on a platform and talk balance and talk reciprocation. Because the problem is no one's reciprocating. They're scared they're going to be used for what they got. So if 1 in 4 Black women get married, but also divorce 80% of the men, I don't know where y'all getting these weird ass statistics from, but a lot of times it seems to me that y'all are repeating stuff you heard from somewhere else. So when you're giving statistics, always post a link. Always post a link. Never just give statistics. Because when you do that, we can tell you're repeating it from somewhere you heard, not some actual statistics. And don't even get me started on data analysis. I used to be a data analysis for any. I'm sorry, I used to be a data analyst. For any point that you're trying to prove or any narrative that you are trying to speak on, you can find a statistic to match it. When colleges and universities do research, they are not calculating all of the population. 9 times out of 10, they're doing research on a specific group of people in a specific place. So if they are the University of Indiana, they are doing research on people who live in the state of Indiana. So their statistics are based on the people who live in Indiana. Meanwhile, people in, I don't know, Maine might be completely different. 9 times out of 10 are very different from the people in Indiana. So if Maine was to turn around and do that same research that the university did in Indiana on the people in Maine, the statistics would be different. That's why you don't rely on statistical data. Though I just gave you 2 reasons, and I spoke about this before on this channel. Stop spitting out statistics. All right? That's some shit that somebody made up to support their narrative. Now, if you can post a clip, post a link, I look into it and we can talk. All right. He says, truthfully, no man that you would idolize as a great man would take you seriously if you're on OnlyFans. And if he does, he will either want to be a part of it or want to control part of it. And it's not because he's insecure, it's that he doesn't want to share his prized possession with other men. Listen to me. All right. So I'm on OnlyFans. I give relationship advice on OnlyFans. It's what I do. When men come over to my OnlyFans, men usually want to talk. They think I'm sexy. They see the pictures and videos on my wall. Some of them want to buy my premium content because that's 2 different types of content. I have regular content that I put on there that's $10.99 for this subscription, and then I have premium content. I do not do pornography. Okay, there is a reason why I do not do pornography, and I will get into that in a minute. All right. First of all, I do not idolize men. I do not idolize men. I do not think men are a prize. I am not pressed to be married. I do not need the status that comes with having a wedding ring and a last name. I'm not pressed for that. There are a lot of women out here who are pressed for that. Just how you guys don't want for women to treat you like you everybody else. Do not treat women like they're everybody else, thinking that all of us want the same things. Not all of us want to be married. I am not interested in marriage. I have a good ass reason why. Because if you genuinely knew what kind of person I am, or if even you've been a friend of mine, you've seen the stuff that I've been through, and you know exactly why I am not interested in marriage and why I do not believe that men are a prize. Okay? Now, men who think they're a prize, and that's how you believe you are. That's what you're supposed to believe. That's part of you having self-confidence. That's part of you valuing yourself. I'm not telling you don't think you are not a prize. Okay? I'm telling you to be realistic about what kind of man you are do the self-improvement, and go out there and look for the type of woman that you want. And don't settle for less than that. Raise your standards. I tell men all the time, stop dating these broke ass women. Get with women who have income. Get with women who have decent credit scores, or they better be working on it. Do not date women who are looking at you as their personal ATM. Do not look at women who are asking for a provider, because that's codependency. Codependency is a mental health issue. When a woman is reliant on you for her survival, that is a problem. When a woman is relying on you to give her value or self-worth, it's a problem. When you as a man feel like the only way you are valuable is if you can break bread and buy love, you have an issue. If you think that providing for a woman is what makes you a man, you have an issue. Because there's so many other things that you can bring to the table as a man other than money. When you guys put being a provider to the top of that list of things that men have to offer women, you can't get mad when women come to you and all they want is your money. Because you keep putting it at the top of the list. You keep making it the most important thing. You take so much pride in being a provider, and then you meet a woman, that's all she wants, and you're upset. That's like a woman who always posting thirst traps all the time, always posting her titties and her ass, right? And then when a man try to get at her and that's all he wants, she's surprised. Why are you surprised? That's what you are advertising. You're advertising your body all of the time, so you can't be surprised that men only want you for sex. It's the same thing with men. If you are consistently walking around, parading around with your money, spreading your money in the pictures, putting money to your ear in pictures and shit, out here talking about how you want to provide for a woman and spoil her and send her this place and that place, you're going to meet women who only going to want you for money. You can't be mad. There is so much pressure in being a provider for a woman. The average woman, like I said the other day on TikTok, the average woman is barely making $50,000 a year herself. But she's coming to a man who's making about $50,000 a year and asking him to take care of not just her, but sometimes her kids. This is what average women are asking y'all to do. And it's a lot of men out here that like, I can handle this. And you take pride in it. And then years after you struggling financially, you wish you didn't do it. I had men say, I've been providing for my wife. She ain't never had a job. She ain't blah, 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 blah. Those same men who will publicly say that shit are the same men who will get on OnlyFans with me and be in my damn chat talking about how they struggling. Not every man that's asking me for relationship advice is on my OnlyFans too. I got men asking me for relationship advice on my Facebook. It's men on my Instagram asking me for relationship advice. A lot of men are struggling with being providers. A lot of men are tired of having to deal with that. This is a new day and age, y'all. We are not in the fucking 50s and 60s anymore. Those days are over. Milk used to be 30 cents. That shit ain't 30 cents no more. Come on, y'all. We used to use a rotary phone. Now we don't use that shit no more, do we? How much is a house now versus how much it used to be? How much is a car now versus how much it used to be? Y'all have to think about this. So when you're sitting here, and you are applying old traditions to a new age way of living, it's a problem. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Scott Bolden, I get with you in a second, beta. Get with you in a second. I still talk poly. So give me a second. Hater. Give me a second. So the way that things used to be is no longer the way that it is. And a lot of people try to hold on to the way that it used to be like it can apply to now. The way that our grandparents grew up is not the same way. Things are not that way now. Okay? Now, I give relationship advice on my OnlyFans because it was some clever shit. Because I realized that a lot of men weren't listening. And me being sexy actually helps them listen. They hear me more than they did before. Also, dumbasses, OnlyFans is mainstream now. People who don't do pornography are on there. So you have people doing cooking tutorials, training tutorials, cosplay. It's a lot of artists on there doing concerts, a lot of musicians. There's a lot of different stuff that is mainstream. It has nothing to do with pornography. Okay? I don't do pornography. I'll never do pornography. Okay? Now, as far as polyamory goes, um, Scott Baldwin. Hold on, let me scroll up and see how long you've been hating. Wait. Oh, so you just started hating. Okay. You started blah. Um, the reason why, the reason why my numbers are low, dumbass, is because I no longer put forth the energy that I used to on YouTube. I used to be on here every day, doing what I was supposed to do. When you stop doing what you're supposed to do, when you stop doing your job, you don't get paid as much. Okay. So I make more money on my other platforms. So I'm over there more often. I decided to do a live stream tonight so I could address two comments that were made, one on my Instagram and the other on my comment section on my YouTube channel. But let me read the rest of what this guy said and I'll get back to you, hater. Y'all niggas be so mad when women on OnlyFans making more money in the day than you can fathom. Some days I make $700 in a day. You think I give a fuck about you being mad that I do OnlyFans? Bye bye. Get your anyway. Um, I don't idolize men. Okay, remember the comment he said. No man will, truthfully, no man that will idolize, you would idolize as a great man, would take you seriously if you're on OnlyFans. I don't idolize men, okay? If I was looking for the ideal man, 9 times out of 10, he wouldn't have that confidence in issue. He would be secure in his position. He would know that I'm his woman. And when I get onto OnlyFans, I'm providing a fine fantasy. It's not like I'm having sex with those men. They see a pretty picture. They see me, pretty in a video, and that's it. I'm not having sex or doing pornography or none like that. So those are the things that I save for my man. And my man will know that. He will never have to worry about nothing like that if I do decide to get in a relationship again. My ideal man would be a little bit more confident in that. And if he wanted to be a part of my OnlyFans, he could be, if that's what he wanted. If he wanted to control part of it, he could. He would be allowed to do that. But what I do want people to understand is that I am not an object, right? He's saying that no man will want to share his prized possession. I'm not a possession or an object. Okay. But the funny thing about all of this is that you men could objectify women all day, even sexualize women all day. But if a woman does it to herself, it's a problem. Anytime a woman objectifies herself or consider herself a prized possession or sexualizes herself, it's a problem for y'all. But as long as y'all can do it to us, then it's a-okay. But if we do it to ourselves, it's just disgusting. This is why I don't take men seriously. I'm not looking for a man to marry or be with. I understand that a lot of betas have a lot of hangups and shortcomings. So if I was to ever want a man, he would be exceptional. He would be above average. He would be the type of man that would not be stunting no damn OnlyFans. Straight up. Like, no. But I'm not interested. So, like the way that I move, I'm not moving in the way that I move in order to get a man to marry me. I think men think women move in specific type of ways because they want men to like them. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not going out my way to try to get a whole bunch of men to like me. I don't value y'all in that way. I love y'all friendship. I love communicating with y'all, but not in the way to where it's like I gotta jump through hoops in order to get y'all to like me or for your assessment of me or appraisal of me to matter. You know what I'm saying? The only time a man's appraisal or assessment would matter to me is if I'm with him. You know what I'm saying? Like if we're in a relationship or if we're married to something, then I might be concerned. But strange men on the internet that I don't know that be in my comment section, I don't care what y'all think. Y'all just guys in my you know what I'm saying? Like I want to help you with your life, but I'm not dating you. You feel me? So I can't really like take what you say personal. So then he says, women tend to look at men through women's eyes, but not through the man's eyes. Whether you believe it or not, men actually love our black women more than y'all love us. And it's because y'all know men are going to be there, whereas men don't have that guarantee. I don't agree with that. I think men will walk away easier than a woman would. I think women hold men down much more than men do. So I'm surprised this is his comment. He said, and the reasons these men are doing this in the comments is because usually our demands and expectations of our women fall on deaf ears, but yet we're told we don't protect them. Why would we protect or want to grow with the same woman who say they don't need us? I don't hear a lot of women saying that. I hear a lot of women on some I want him for his money. So they need something from you. It's just money. You know what I'm saying? Like I see that more than anything. Women wanting men with money. Um, he says, blah, 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 hope this doesn't get ignored. You are beautiful and seem educated. I just hate that y'all don't see what men are saying as a reaction to women's behavior and not just an attack on women in general. I do realize that some men are being mistreated by women. I get it. Because I see a lot of selfish women. Women come into my comment section selfish and basic all the time. So I get it, but I want men to understand that both men and women are actually complaining about the same thing. That's the interesting part. Okay. D-Land, why do I think so many women ask Kevin Samuels for advice? Kitten Hills. Should women get advice from men if men should listen to a woman? I think men and women should give advice to each other if they both respect each other's manhood, each other's feelings, each other's thoughts. A lot of times men and women do not do that. They don't do it. They don't listen to each other. If somebody's not listening to the opposite sex, they don't know nothing about the opposite sex. You got to listen to the opposite sex to be able to know what they're going through. If you're not listening, you just automatically think you're not going to be helpful. You're going to make the situation worse for a woman. That's what I feel like Kevin Samuels does. He's not listening. He has it set in his mind that women are a specific type of way. And trust me, a lot of women come calling to his show, and I'd be like, chick, why did you, number one, call into his show? And number two, even if what he's saying to her is true, the fact that he was so rude and disrespectful when he said it just throws the whole shit in the trash. It's garbage now. Because it's like, damn, how can somebody even trust you? It's like talking to a drunk person. You understand? Like, if a person who is in their right mind is saying something to you, is telling you a story about something, it's easy for you to listen to it. But if they're under the influence of drugs and alcohol, you think twice. Because it's like, they could have fucked this whole story up, That's how it is when I hear Kevin Samuels talk. Because he's drunk with arrogance and conceit. He's drunk with immaturity and a lack of emotional intelligence. He's drunk with so many negative characteristics. How can you trust anything that's leaving his lips? And the fact that he behaves the way that he does is unbecoming of a gentleman when he's speaking to women. He depicts himself as such a gentleman, but then when it comes time for him to address a woman, he's disrespectful. No one seems to see that. If you genuinely knew what a gentleman acts like, you would see how he talks to women and then understand that this is all a facade, that this is an image. He is doing this for entertainment purposes. He is the Derek Jackson of men. He's the Derek Jackson for men. He is not the man he depicts himself to be. He is not the man that he is telling women he is. It's just a facade. That's just my perspective. You can be mad. I understand. Peaches, he is so-called wealthy because the women send him money for putting him down. I don't understand the logic in that. How do you pay someone to treat you like shit? I don't get it. I don't get it. Good for you, Mark Slider. You fell off. I fell off of what? I don't know what you see. Here's the problem with betas. Here's the problem with betas. You misunderstand the concept of multifaceted. See, you think because YouTube is your world and that's the only place you function properly at, is that there's nothing outside of that. Just because I'm not getting all of these high views on YouTube doesn't mean I fell off. It means I took my energy and put it into something more useful and more valuable that was generating me more money. Now, don't get it twisted. When my OnlyFans and my YouTube check hit my bank account today, let's just say you recognizing my low view. Because when that shit hit my bank account, I'd be like, yes. I get paid. Listen, I get paid on the 21st of every month from YouTube. So whether I got 2 views, 20,000, a whole bunch of thumbs up, a whole bunch of thumbs down, a baby, I still get a check. Don't forget it. Because every move that I make is strategical and it has something to do with my bread. And don't you forget that. Don't you forget it. Okay. Why you so bothered? Oh, I'm about to ignore this Scott Bolden person. He just a whole issue. Deep path to darkness. Women do need to take accountability. I agree. Depends on the scope of the research, but sometimes that can be extrapolated out to larger populations. It can be sometimes. That's why I said when you give statistics inside of my comment section or any comment section, make sure that you post the link of where you got the statistics from so people can understand your argument. The best part about coming in my comment section is that when we start having dialogue, we can have some amazing conversations and we can teach each other something. All the insults and stuff I can do without because it's not valuable. It brings nothing to me. But if you come to me with some real shit and you got statistics, you got facts, what you saying is intellectual. I don't care if you disagree with me. I love that shit. We be in here talking. We be in there. I love that shit. I'll do videos all day. Okay. Poly. Let's talk about poly. Scott Pressford. Okay, so poly stuff. All right. A lot of people are confused about what polyamory is. People will get into a monogamous relationship with someone and then turn around and cheat on that person. That's a poly person. They just chose monogamy and they're in the closet about, I mean, they chose monogamy, right? And they're in the closet about polyamory. Polyamory ain't nothing but saying, hey, I want to be with multiple people. I just don't want to lie to you about it. That's not a bad thing, you bonehead. That's actually more mature and it makes more sense. See, that's what players do. If you ever been around a real player, I'm not talking about no fuck boy. I'm talking about a real player. He has so many women around and women love him so much. You know why women love him so much? Because he keep it a buck. He says, this is what I am. This is what I do. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. Every time you meet an alpha male and he has no issues with women, you know why? Because he's not lying to none of them. He's not selling none of them a dream. That's all polyamory is, bonehead. But y'all don't know it. Y'all make fun of polyamorous people when y'all the stupid ones getting inside of these monogamous relationships and they're turning around and cheating. That's stupid. Think it through. Being poly just means I want to date this person, that person, that person. And I'm not going to lie to you about it. It's a lot of people out there. You'd be surprised. Fellas, you would be surprised. And you shouldn't be, but you would be surprised how many women would be down with it if you just said it. But you're too scared. Now, there are going to be women out there that's going to say no. You have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with that. That's in fact if you want to be a player or if you want to be poly or if you want multiple women. It makes more sense to do that than turn around and sell a bitch a dream. All y'all do is sit there and sell women dreams. Selling them the picket fence and marriage and the ring and the last name, or you going to be this perfect gentleman, and then you turn around and you cheat and you lie. That's stupid. It would make more sense for you to be poly. It's more responsible. You don't hurt people that way. But you think you holier than thou if you get in a monogamous relationship, promise the chick stuff, and then lie to her. That seems to make more sense to you. It makes more sense to you to get in a relationship with somebody, pretend that you only want them, only for you to hurt them, than it is for you to say, listen, I really just want you around, but I also want this person around as well. That's all polyamory is. I spoke about polyamory because I was polyamorous. My polyamorous relationship was one of the best relationships I had because I didn't catch him lying to me. He never had to lie to me. To this day, I have respect for that man because he didn't have to lie. He told me what's up. If he had a girl he wanted to sleep with, he said it. Only a dodo bird would turn their nose up at that. Delco, OnlyFans chick giving relationship advice. You damn right. Sorry you ain't never heard of it, but that's what I do. It's a lot of different things that people do on OnlyFans, and y'all would know that if you pay attention. See, you guys are turning your nose up at the wrong stuff. That's why a lot of y'all broke. Because a lot of people are broke because they turn their nose up at actual things that bring you money. Because you're too concerned about what other people think of you or your assumptions about what people are doing on a platform. If you follow OnlyFans on Twitter or even on Instagram, and you see the people who have actually joined OnlyFans, most of them aren't doing pornography. OnlyFans has gone mainstream. OnlyFans is the next logical step for a content creator. I just picked up on it early and did it without giving a fuck about what people think about me. That's all I did. It's as simple as when cryptocurrency came out, people thought people who invested money into cryptocurrency was out of their mind. Now everybody want cryptocurrency. In 2008, when I started a YouTube channel, people was turning their nose up at me. Why you on YouTube? That's disgusting. Why you on YouTube? Now it's 2020. Everybody on the shit. It's the same thing with OnlyFans. But you too busy turning your nose up at me to realize that I done picked up on something and I'm putting your ass up on game, trying to help you get some bread. Y'all too worried about policing my damn vagina instead of adopting my business sense. That's what's wrong with men. Instead of you trying to make it you versus a woman all the time, or even other woman being versus another woman all the time, turning your nose up, being judgmental and critical of somebody else. Listen to what they're doing. Look at what they're doing. Try to learn what's going on and see if you can actually fit in with it, to see if you can get some bread. That's why a lot of y'all broke, man. That's why a lot of y'all are stagnant. Because you're judging people. You're stupid. Okay. Back to my numbers dwindling. Hold on, wait. I'm okay with my numbers dwindling. So long as I get my paper. Okay. Like YouTube weird. YouTube weird. My numbers been low because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do on it. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Because I'm supposed to be on here consistently. I'm supposed to be doing what I'm supposed to do, and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Men asking women who failed at relationships. Men asking men who failed at relationships. What part of Kevin Samuels been divorced twice don't you get? What part of Kevin Samuels don't even have a good relationship with his own children don't you get? Most of these relationship advice people that you asking relationship advice from ain't married, ain't even got no goddamn girlfriend. How many of these relationship people that y'all talking to on the internet got girlfriends and wives? Can't even keep a stable relationship, yet you're still asking them for relationship advice. I keep trying to tell everybody, don't let somebody's personal situation affect how you take their advice. See, just because a person hasn't been in a relationship in a long time, or maybe they failed or something, maybe they had a divorce, doesn't mean that their relationship advice is bad. This is what I say about Derek Jackson. Yeah, he an asshole. Yeah, he cheated on his wife, but the advice he was giving these women made sense. Definitely. So if you can sit here and you can listen to Kevin Samuels and overlook the fact that this nigga been divorced twice and still take his advice, then you can sit in here and shut the fuck up and listen to a chick who has Onlyfans and is celibate. Come on, man. Y'all are fucking weirdos. Just weird shit all day long. Weird shit. Weird shit, weird shit, more weird shit. Okay, you said this dude Kevin Samuels generalizing on both men and women, and you got people actually believing this crap. Exactly. People believe him. That's one thing I don't do. I don't generalize, y'all. I don't generalize men. I don't generalize women. That's why I put a title on everything. People be like, why do you put a title? Why do you call women basicas? Because they're basic bitches. Why do you call them hypergamy sluts? Because they're a slut for hypergamy. Why do you call them betas? Because they do beta male activity. Why he gotta be a dusty? Because he doing dust bucket shit. I mean, what y'all want me to do over here? Because if I say men do blah 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 blah, men gonna get mad. Men gonna get mad because they know some of y'all ain't like that. Women the same way. Not every woman a gold digger. Not every woman a basica. Not every woman a bird brain. Some women know how to treat a man. That's why I keep telling y'all it's a difference between a good single mother and a bad single mother. Y'all want single mothers to be monolithic. They're not. We're not. Men aren't monolithic. Women aren't monolithic. Single mothers aren't monolithic. High value men aren't monolithic. Everybody is different. Now, I can give you some advice and you can run with it and apply it to your life because for the most part, for me, I'm just trying to show everybody to have a decent character. At the end of the day, that's what it boils down to me. All that other shit everybody be talking about don't even matter to me. Is what kind of character do you have, and do you feel like you would be a good person for somebody else? That's what it boils down to me. And would you reciprocate the love that somebody else is giving you? That's the biggest thing with me. Do you make enough on OnlyFans to be worth it? To be worth what, babes? I make enough on only. I was talking earlier. Some days, like some months, I'll make $700 a day. Do you understand that? $700 a day. Some people can barely make $100. Then it's times if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, like when I said about YouTube, when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, like if I'm not answering mail or I'm not posting pictures or I'm not promoting it like I'm supposed to do in that specific month, I'm not going to be making as much money because, of course, I'm making money off of subscriptions. But sometimes men will subscribe for a month. Sometimes they'll subscribe for 3 months. Sometimes they'll subscribe for 6 months. But what I also do is sell premium content on top of it. And the premium content on top of that is also I'm making a killing with that. Because the premium content I'm selling, like say for instance, at some point there was nothing that you could buy off of my OnlyFans that was under $100. Because I was not having it. I was like, these dudes are not about to be walking around here with nude pictures of me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck this. You have to pay $100, right? But then I turned it down to 75. But then I figured out a way to put levels to the shit where there would be some men who wasn't going to be able to afford spending $75 every time they wanted to see a nude picture of me. So instead of me selling a nude picture, a full nude, I would just like, okay, here's a topless picture, and that's just all you get, just me at the top. Then I got pictures of me, I'm entirely nude. Then I got pictures of me in certain outfits, certain positions. Like there's guys like Soncerae. I want you to be topless, but I want you bending over a little bit because I want to see your breast hang. People say that. A lot of guys say, can you pose a certain way and put your feet in the picture because I love feet. It's guys wanting my panties, y'all. You don't understand. It's like, I don't have to twerk. I don't have to suck on dildos. I don't have to do porn. I don't have to do none of that. I don't have to do all that. Because what the men who want from what they want from me, specifically me, is something very different than what they're going to want from another woman. What I have to offer is enough. I don't have to go all out on my OnlyFans to get some money. And this girls on OnlyFans that's doing ridiculous shit. I'll tell some dusties to fuck off. If you think you about to pay $10.99, come on to my OnlyFans and see me busting wide open. Oh, you got another thing coming, bruh. Notice how one-sided Kevin Samuels is. It's always women that's the problem. Basically, that's what I keep trying to tell everybody. It's not always women and it's not always men. Both genders got issues. Both. Some of the stuff I hear women say, I be like, no wonder you don't have a man. What you say makes sense. What you saying don't make sense. Don't make sense. Then I hear some men talking. I'm like, okay, bruh. This is why you having an issue because you looking at women a specific way. A lot of times it has a lot to do with mindset. You, it has a lot to do with mindset. Often, the way that people think people are, or they assume that a certain person is, affects how their relationships are. It's messed up. How does the haters not bother you? The haters used to bother me a long time ago until I realized that when people hate and they go out their way to do it, it's something going on with them. Because I could look across the internet and see somebody I don't like and be like, oh, I don't like how they do things or whatever. And I just keep scrolling. I act like they has never exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I'm good. I don't like that person. There's no need for me to put energy into that person. But when a person has to go out their way to hate you, oh, they a fan. They a fan. Those are fans. Those are not haters. Those are fans. They want to be classified as a hater, but if they're following your every move, they know what you're doing. They know every time you post a video, they out here checking all your views, looking at all of your social media accounts. trying to figure out who you dating, what you doing, where you going, looking up, doing all that shit, then you're fan. But see, I try to tell people it's two different types of fans. And in my book, I put this. I should be releasing my book soon, like next week or week after that, something like that. My fan base consists of two different types of people. You got people who are extremely supportive, people who love everything that I do, people that's going to support me regardless. And then I got a whole nother section of fans who are only about negativity because that's just the kind of people they are. It has nothing to do with me. Because if it really was just about me, they would just ignore me altogether. Think about it. What would you do? Any sane person in this damn chat, any sane person who listening to the sound of my voice, when you don't like somebody, what you do? You're not all up in their business. You don't give a fuck what they doing. You don't want to see them again. You're not scrolling through their videos. You see one video you don't like, boom, you gone. Hey, Melanie, you gone. Hey, girl, what's up? Oh, yeah, I'm put out a book. You always talk about you will put out a book, put out a book, put out a book. Melanie, look, and the person above you talking about haters. Remember what I told you when we was talking about Clubhouse? Oh, yo, it's so many haters. Don't be surprised if somebody come to you and say something negative to you about me now that they didn't see you in my chat. Just don't be surprised. Oh yeah, I was talking about celibacy earlier because of that Kevin Samuels clip that I put on my Instagram. Because I can't believe that men scoff at women in celibacy. I do not understand it. They be so mad. Like, how are you mad at a woman trying to improve who she is? Or how could you be mad? I think a lot of men feel some type of way. They feel like a woman who has kids can't be celibate. And I keep trying to explain to men celibacy has more to do with women trying to connect with God or trying to look within. It has something to do with inward. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with men. And they don't know. They don't know. But yeah, I was giving business tips. I was talking about OnlyFans. OnlyFans. I have an OnlyFans. And a lot of people judge me for it, but it's like, oh, that has to be one of the smartest things a person can do. Because OnlyFans is mainstream. It's not just pornography. And people are so judgmental about it. They don't even bother to go look on OnlyFans Twitter account or Instagram account and see how many people are up there that's doing cosplay, music, makeup artists. They damn teaching how to cook, fitness trainers. They don't have sex. They don't do porn. But people have their nose turned up at OnlyFans so bad that they don't even want to take opportunity on something like that. Do you know how much money I make off that shit, man? Oh my God. Off OnlyFans. That OnlyFans is the reason why I make six figures. Between that and YouTube, my graphic design company, my UI UX design company, and now I'm about to put out a book, man. Listen, I'm trying to have seven figures by the time, I don't know, what year is it? It's 2021. By the time 2025 get here, I better be well over making seven figures. Cause I'm not trying to be like, I didn't come to California for nothing. I didn't make all of these changes in my life for nothing. You know? Oh my God, 1990. Damn, Melanie. Girl. But I know how much you love God. You love God so much. So that's why you can understand how closer you get to God when you celibate. It's so different. Like, I'm not perfect and I'm not Christian. I know you Christian, but I'm not Christian. I have spiritual beliefs. I don't care what people call it. You can call it the universe, you can call it God, you can call it whatever you want to call it. The grand pooper. It doesn't matter. Whatever your source of power is, when you connect with it, oh my God, man. It's so great. I feel so much better single and celibate than I do inside of a relationship. OnlyFans used to be a place where it was just porn. It was adult film stuff. And people would go in there and do whatever just to get some money. but it's a subscription-based place. It's like how you got a YouTube channel, so once you turn on your membership, people can only see your videos if they, are a member. It's the same thing with OnlyFans, but with OnlyFans, it's just subscription-based everything, and that's it. So when I noticed that, I was like, oh, okay. All right. I see that people doing something on there that has nothing to do with sex. So I'm going to promote myself on OnlyFans. But the problem is so many people think that it has something to do with adult. And plus I have like my lingerie stuff. I know you've seen like in my timeline on Instagram, I had pictures of me like in lingerie and stuff like that. I post those pictures in there. That's all that's in there. People be thinking I'll be in there. I don't know what they think I'm in there doing, but I ain't doing nothing that people be thinking. I hope you do, Melanie. I hope you do. I be seeing you on TikTok. Look at her dancing. I wish I could figure out. Like, I wish I had the courage to dance like that. I dance in the grocery store and shit, but I don't know if I could dance on TikTok. If I can do it, and you be in there doing it. Well, see, you over here laughing at Melanie. Melanie been celibate since 1999. It's 2020. Melanie ain't got no kids. Melanie is a business owner. Melanie go out there and get her bread. While y'all over here like, I don't know, cause see what they think is men not gonna wait for you. And I was talking earlier about how a guy that I dated when he married now, the guy that I was dating when I was celibate, one of the guys that I was dating when I was celibate, he and I was talking on Instagram earlier, and he was talking about how I made him look at sex differently than he did before. But here's what I don't understand. You saying men won't wait, but the thing is, so you believe that men are monolithic. You think all men are the same. You can't sit here and tell me that men are different and that you wanted to be treated like an individual. But then when we start talking about celibacy, you want to claim that all men do one thing, do one universal thing. Nah, men will wait for you. Men will wait. Oh, you got a daughter, girl. I didn't know that. What? 32. You look so much younger. Why did I think you was younger than me? I'm 40. I thought you was like 35. I didn't know you was like older than me. You saying men won't wait, but oh yeah, I gotta go. I've been out here for an hour and 30 minutes. I told my mother to watch my son for 45 minutes. My husband out here an hour and 30 millions of other cookies to crush. Yeah, Melanie older than me. I was like, what, girl? Anyway, but you're saying men won't wait. Yes, they will. Not our men are the same. Not our women are the same. Yeah, she'll find somebody. She'll find somebody. Trust me. Especially if she get her millions. Especially if she go viral on TikTok. somebody, somebody gonna sneak in the DMs. Somebody in the name of Jesus. Anyway, I gotta go. I really gotta go. Bye, y'all.